I'm headed to campus.
All right.
Enjoy Breath of the Wild. Two meetings today. First was in the library, and the second is in Atwater, Kent. Atwater, Kent is the electrical and computer engineering building, and I used to live there. Before recording episode 0, I knew that I wanted to vlog, but I considered making a more structured show. One where I would discuss topics in which I'm interested and then host guests. But then I realized I can do that with the vlog. This is a personal vlog, so I could spend the time showing you what I do and discussing the topics that I care about. But in order to accurately show the joys and the trials of life at WPI, the vlog needs to include multiple perspectives. And so I'm going to start including interviews in some of the vlogs. I'm very excited to host kind, talented people, and I'm excited to hear the points of view. I'm really looking forward to this, and the first interview is today. Well, today I'm very glad to be doing the first official interview on the vlog, and I'm sitting down with someone incredibly talented, both musically and as an educator. And I'm sitting down with the director of choral activities at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, also a professor, and this is someone who directs the WPI Men's Glee Club, the Women's Alden Voices, the Festival Chorus, and the Chamber Choir. And on top of all that, teaching courses and involved in many other organizations around campus and elsewhere. And I'm very pleased to introduce a mentor and one of my favorite professors that I've never actually had for a class, Dr. Joshua Rohde. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, James.
On the show.
Of course.
I'd love to start with some of your background and not just musically, but some of your journey and what brought you to WPI.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Minnesota. Well, actually, not originally. I always say that, but I was born in Iowa. Went to the University of Minnesota, where I got an engineering degree and a music degree at the same time. The balance between music and engineering was, of course, what my focus was around academically, but also where I built my world and friends. So I find it really interesting now that I'm here at primarily an engineering school,
Right.
doing music. So after I finished my bachelor's degree, I came to Boston University to continue at my master's level in choral conducting, and I got a few more advanced degrees. But actually, the first week I came to Boston University, I had an interview with the Salisbury Singers, which is a local community chorus that rehearses just down Salisbury Street here in Worcester. Yeah, because I remember driving down the street and seeing WPI, probably my 4th day here in New England, and I think I asked somebody probably that first night about the interview, getting to know Worcester and the area, about the school, and they told me about it. And having just graduated with my civil engineering degree months previously, or prior to that, we struck up a conversation about WPI and different things. And so now that I'm here, 6 years later, I think it's quite cool.
But at that time, that was at the beginning of your first master's degree.
Correct. Yes. So I got a first master's degree in choral conducting at Boston University, and then I went to England to study and work with Simon Halsey, who's one of the most influential and famous choral conductors, I would say, in Europe, if not the world at the moment. And I got a master's degree from the University of Birmingham, where he works, though I primarily just worked as his assistant for the entire year. And had the opportunity to spend time working with the London Symphony Orchestra, the Berlin Philharmonic, the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, the 3 or 4 different university choirs. We toured to Finland, to Germany many times, and Scotland and Wales, worked with choirs in Cambridge and London, throughout London, smaller groups. The famous group, the 16 and Harry Christopher's, and a variety of groups, as you can tell. And I feel like I was only there for a year, but it was a very, very influential time for me as a musician. So, and then after that was completed, came back to Boston University and did my doctorate, which I just finished.
That's right.
Last May.
As a singer at WPI, take us through a year, an academic year. What would the schedule look like?
Oh, could be anything. If you're only involved in the choral programs, you will start at the beginning of the year with the Parents' Weekend concert.
Right, which is coming up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's right.
Yep, 2 weeks from this weekend, which I think it's a real jump start to the program. Last year, for example, it was the 3rd weekend of the semester. So just a couple rehearsals in, boom, you're giving a concert, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Well, it tells people what's coming.
It tells people what's coming, yeah. But it's definitely a sink or swim moment. They are, put in this position where they gotta, sing some music, a lot of it, that they're seeing for the very first time, figure out, okay, how can we make this work, sing it, put on a concert, have a great success, and then move on to the next thing.
One of the incredible things about, especially Glee Club and Alden Voices, is that these are non-audition groups.
Yep.
So regardless of musical experience, anyone can come in and be a part of them and enjoy and learn from the experience level they have coming in.
Absolutely.
And then at the end of September, we usually go to New York.
Yep.
We sing Misa Gaia.
Exactly.
In St. John the Divine.
Yes.
And then take us through B term and C term.
So B term this year, what we'll be doing is the Men's Glee Club and Alden Voices are each going to give an individual concert. So the Men's Glee Club is going to sing a concert that is titled Lost Love. And the theme of the concert is vaguely centered around a bunch of songs where, you have a lot of folk songs, for example, where guys say, "Oh, I love my Bonnie lass. She is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, but alas, she loves somebody else, and now I'm heartbroken." And there are a lot of really fun songs, old Celtic, jigs and different things like that. So we're going to sing a bunch of those, have the men's a cappella groups join us for the concert, which would be really great. And then on the other side, the women's Alden Voices, they're going to sing Britain's Ceremony of Carols with a harpist and pair that with the orchestra for a concert. And the Ceremony of Carols is a very famous set of holiday carols. So they're going to give the concert in late November, close to the holidays, that Britain wrote, and it's a real staple to women's choral repertoire. We end B term, of course, with our annual holiday concerts.
It's always a favorite.
It is a favorite. First here at Alden Hall, where we'll sing with our orchestra. On campus. And then just the next week, we'll sing with the Massachusetts Symphony down at Mechanics Hall with the collective choirs of the different colleges here in Worcester. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the process that you use to select the music that we sing.
Sure. I try what I try and do is I try and look at the year as a whole when I'm selecting the music, because I want to provide a good diversity of repertoire, both in content and in difficulty and subject matter, because I want to try and meet all of the students where they are, so that everybody can sing something that they really enjoy and can relate to. But then I also want to make sure we sing some repertoire which I think will challenge them, both musically in its difficulty, but also repertoire that'll challenge them in the content or the subject matter. A musical choir can be an opportunity for people to come together and not only support each other, but speak out about issues that are important. And I don't want to necessarily ever push an agenda and say that, oh, this is what we should believe, or this is what I think you should believe, but I want to provide a space and an opportunity for people to think about things, to dwell on it.
And we do.
And we do.
We take time out of rehearsal to, beyond singing, to discuss the pieces and what they mean and what they mean to us. That's an incredibly important part of music that shouldn't get lost in the technicality of going through all of the written notes, all of the written music. You can't get too lost in that and forget what the music is there to explain and describe.
Absolutely.
On the vlog so far, I've described Glee Club and Alden Voices and Festival as groups that are tight-knit, but still welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a very rare and very incredible combination, and something that we are incredibly proud of. Yeah. And from a director's point of view, how do you facilitate that culture?
Well, a lot of it happens naturally due to the students. For me as a director, I try to always create an atmosphere that sets high standards and encourages that welcoming feeling, both from me, but a lot of it is encouraging the students to be the best version of themselves that they can be. And once you do that, then there's not much that I need to do. So, which I feel very fortunate to be here at WPI, where every student who walks through the doors is outstanding. As an instructor, if I can create a space, and encourage students to bring out what they naturally have, that's all I need to do.
I think that's a good place to end today.
Great.
I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down.
Of course.
And glad to have the first official interview on the vlog. And my goal with this interview is to set up a conversation that will continue throughout the year.
Great.
That we know that we're going to be going through this schedule that we have for Glee Club and Alden Voices, and going to be documenting what we do throughout the year. And I think it's important for people to not just see what we do, but understand why we do it and why it feels important to us. And I'm really glad to start the conversation this way.
Well, thanks, James.
Thank you.
Honored to be on your blog. Thanks for having me.
Where are we going tonight?
We're going to O'Connor's. It's a bar.
And what do we do at O'Connor's?
We sing and have fun.
Where are we going tonight?
We're going to O'Connor's.
And what do we do at O'Connor's?
Oh my gosh, we sing, we eat food, it's so much fun.
Irish pub, and Alden Voices and the Glee Club come here 4 times a year, once per academic term, usually after the first or second combined rehearsal. And we come and we eat and we sing and we talk with alumni that also join us.
Captain of all, these are the vapors that come with the squall. Oh, doggies, we're in the sun, which we do whine. The other 3 letters you can't bring in rhyme. So